Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I'd like to take a closer look at this New Year's Limit Break banner and share with you my opinion on it. Sephiroth's outfit's ability deals 2000% non-elemental magic damage, but also applies Enfeeble for a minute, and you can use it twice per battle. And then the top R ability is AB boost for allies with 15 points, so your whole team starts the battle with extra 1.5 AB. And the bottom R ability is All Arcanum, so 30% damage to all elements. And I have to say it's a nice outfit with Enfeeble, so that's Sephiroth's second option to apply Enfeeble, and now we no longer have to use his Octa/ Limit Break to apply it. But AB boost is interesting, but it kind of feels like it fits more Sephiroth in a support role, but it's still a very nice outfit to have, I think. And now Sephiroth's new weapon, and it has the same exact stats, and I might be wrong, but I think it's the first weapon in the game to have both attack stats with the same exact number. It's almost weird. But it also has generic attack boost for allies and ability potency boost, so that you can use it on Sephiroth with his every build. But also so far Sephiroth only has very few magic weapons, 2 to be exact. Triangle Sigil boost slot, and the command ability deals 1340% magic non-elemental damage to all enemies, and it applies a new effect where the target receives 50% more physical and magic damage, and it lasts for 60 seconds. And also upon the first use, it applies HP gain on all allies for 60 seconds, and that means every time you use an ability to target the boss, it restores 8% of the character's max HP. And at OB6 it has the usual 10% damage, but it's mainly this damage received effect is 40%, so 10% less, and it lasts for 50 seconds, so also 10 seconds shorter. And it's an interesting weapon. I'd say it's comparable with Sephiroth's Kikui, but by now we have other sources to apply damage bonus, so this weapon can increase your DPS up to 50%, which is a massive damage increase. Not something I expected, but it's definitely a game-changing weapon, at least in terms of DPS. And now Yuffie's outfit's ability deals 2000% non-elemental magic damage, and it applies physical and magic attack with high potency for allies for 60 seconds, and you can use it twice per battle. And then the abilities are Reprieve and 30% All Arcanum with 15% HP. So Yuffie now too has a very versatile Reprieve outfit, or I would say it's the most versatile outfit of all those Reprieve All Arcanum outfits, because Reprieve with All Arcanum are standard by now, but she also has the ability to buff your whole team's attack for 2 minutes. And sometimes it might be more or less useful, but it's always a good thing to have. It's kind of a Reprieve All Arcanum outfit with an extra on top of it. And now Yuffie's banner weapon, and it has very balanced attack stats, only slightly more leaning towards magic, but it's because it has this generic attack boost for allies with ability potency boost, so it's very balanced both as a main, secondary or sub weapon. It also has Circle Sigil boost slots in case you want to use it in main weapon slot, but the command ability deals 1340% non-elemental magic damage to a single enemy, but it applies this new effect, physical and magic AB conservation effect, for 40 seconds. And this applies only on Yuffie, but as long as this effect is active, using any ability will cost Yuffie 1 less EB, so 3 instead of 4 when using weapon ability. And also there's this last thing here, and whenever you cast this weapon, it increases tier of all applied buffs with low potency, but it can go up to extra high, so +4. and at OB6 it deals the standard 10% damage, and the AB conservation effect is still the same, but it lasts only for 25 seconds, so 15 seconds shorter. And stats buffed here it still goes up to extra high, but if this weapon is below OB6, it will go only up to high. But I think it's an interesting weapon. Stats buffed here is the same as Tifa's Adventureland Glove, but this new AB conservation effect feels similar to haste, just instead of getting AB faster, the cost gets lowered. And that means, well, this is active, you can just attack more often, similar to haste. But yeah, it's an interesting weapon. And lastly, Yuffie's second ultimate weapon is featured this month, and it has very nice high attack stats, new R-ability, elemental potency arcanum boost for allies with 45 points, so that's 30% all arcanum for the whole team. The second R-ability, Stream Phase HP gain boost, is also new, and it applies HP gain on allies when you enter a sigil phase, so the whole team gets HP gain for 30 seconds, and that also means anytime you use this ability that targets the boss, it restores 10% of character's max HP. And lastly, the command ability deals 2000% combined non-elemental damage and applies exploit weakness only on Yuffie and only for 30 seconds, but with 60% potency. And the whole team gets extra 3 AB, and Yuffie can use it twice per battle. So, exploit weakness is nice, but it seems to be a more burst damage since it's very short with only 30 seconds, which you can extend, but 60% exploit weakness is very powerful. The strongest ones we have had until now were 30-40% at max, so this is the strongest one currently in the game. And the command ability is very nice, but I think those are abilities, and precisely Arcanum for allies is insane, because that's essentially a second Arcanum outfit for the whole team. So it is a very good ultimate weapon, I think. Oh, and I almost forgot, there is also this new Tifa outfit, but it's a pay-to-win outfit similar to Cloud's outfit a year ago, but Cloud's outfit was mediocre at best, and this Tifa outfit is actually very good. It deals 2000% non-elemental damage and decreases fire resistance with high potency for 60 seconds, and also increases fire damage for allies. But not only that, it also comes with fire potency boost for allies, so that's another 15% fire damage boost, and the bottom ability is Fire Arcanum with 30% fire ability damage, 20% magic ability damage, and 15% HP. So you could say that Tifa's magic fire weapon is outdated by now, because we got it over a year ago, but it still deals 1120% damage, so I think it's still very good. But now with this outfit, Tifa is much stronger, and that's also why all top players are using Tifa in this damage ranking, because she just increases damage in so many ways, and then on top of that also hits very hard with her weapon. It obviously is a very good outfit, but if you want it, it costs 10,000 red crystals, so it's around $70 if you want to buy it. Yeah, it doesn't matter which pack you would buy it, it's still $70, so it's up to you whether you want to buy it or not. So, this banner is not something I expected, at least not for Sephiroth, because he was released at the beginning of September, and until now he only has 2 DPS weapons, Magic Fire and Magic Water. But both are very good, but he was barely ever used because we just had no content for him as DPS. He's often been used for support though, but now I expected that he will get a new DPS weapon with another element, but apparently no. But also, just 3 months later his Kikoi got power crept by Muramasa. It's a very good weapon, but I just don't like how fast they power creep weapons, especially those limited ones. But then, at this point, everything in this game is limited. By the way, what bothers me personally is that Sephiroth is most known as this legendary swordsman with his iconic long stabby stick, but in Ever Crisis all he has are those 2 magic DPS weapons. And Muramasa has a very cool weapon animation, and all his other weapon animation look great too, but as a Sephiroth fan, it just irks me that they keep giving him just magic weapons. So please just give him something to stab and swing and slash. But also, Yuffie's set is good too, and it's incredibly versatile, so that you could use it on her every build, and she'll hardly ever run out of AEB. And then you could just switch it out as a secondary for something else if the battle requires it. I think it's very nice. But that's just my opinion though, and I'm curious what you think about it. But yeah, I expected some new DPS weapons and not secondaries with even more new effects. But it seems like that's all they have been doing in year 3. Introduce new weapons with more effects and buffs, because that's the true power creep. Sephiroth's new effect compares to lowering elemental resistance with high potency because both are 50%. So now when we apply both, we'll deal 100% more damage. Same with all those other buffs and effects, and every time they introduce something, it's a big power creep. But now they do it every month instead of every couple of months, like in the past where we had those bigger power creeps just around anniversaries. But also, what bothers me is that during the battle, we now have multiple pages of those buffs and debuffs and effects, and for a year now, it's been a problem with the UI where we just can't see all of them, and we have to wait for the page to switch to see if it's still active or it already expired, both on our team and the boss, so nothing has been done about it to improve it. It was a problem a year ago, but now with them just spamming all those new effects, it's quickly becoming even a bigger problem, and I just can't see why they can't adjust it and so that we could see all those buffs and debuffs at the same time on one page without switching. It should have been done already a long time ago. But yeah, hopefully that they will do it one day. But it's a very nice banner. All those year 3 banners are very good, and now it's very painful to skip them, especially that pretty much everything is limited, so that we can't rely on wishlists and tickets to slowly get those weapons later in the future. But yeah, it is what it is. But at this point, every banner is just good, or very good. There's no bad banners. There were very few in the past, I think, but especially now in year 3, with us getting power creep pretty much every month, everything is just good. But also the next banner should be Barret's with a support weapon that increases fire and thunder resistance, and also buffs physical defense for allies, and it should be a normal featured banner. So yeah, that will be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.